Grizzly match reaction. Liverpool 2, Aston Villa nothing. And the title of the video, it's just business, because Liverpool have handled their business today after watching Manchester City not handle theirs and have extended the lead at the top of the table to 5 points. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful or had a wonderful evening or morning, wherever the case may be, wherever you're watching this video, that we're going to speak about the mighty, the superb, the calculated, the business-like Liverpool Football Club. Like the stream or the show, subscribe if you haven't. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a double header today of sorts. There was a few other games in the Premier League, but I don't think they were of much interest to anyone. The two games of Saturday night were Brighton FC versus Manchester City, and then followed by Liverpool versus Aston Villa. And look, after last week's events, could lightning strike twice? Could Manchester City lose or drop points, or even lose, as the case turned out to be? And then could Liverpool capitalize? Last week, many people claimed if weekends, if Carlsberg made weekends, that would be the perfect one. It gets better. It gets better. Manchester City take the lead at Brighton, and you think to yourself, okay, they're over their rough patch. Great team. Great teams very rarely lose 4 in a row. Well, Brighton and the Hove Albion turned that game around. And so therefore, there was a kind of pressure on Liverpool this weekend, I felt. Last week felt different, and this week different. In fact, every game week's feeling different. I don't know about what you guys think. Let me know in the comments and the chat and under the video. Let me know what you guys think and have been thinking by week, because every week sets up a different scenario. Every week there's a different vibe and a different feeling from a Liverpool point of view. It's like the belief, the trust, the whole process, the whole way of playing, the slot style, the patience needed, everything seems to be falling into place. Nothing is complete. The jigsaw isn't complete. There are pieces missing, and we'll get into them slowly as the weeks go by. But it's all kind of, we're seeing the picture now. We're seeing what's required and what slot requires and what the crowd needs to understand and us fans need to understand. And as I said, this week, I felt a different kind of pressure. I'm not going to lie. It was one of those ones where we just need to capitalize on the misfortune of Man City, or shit of Man City. Don't really care. We had to capitalize by all means, by any means necessary. And Aston Villa, just on the back of 2 damning results themselves, Spurs thrashed them, and then they lost to Club Brugge away in the Champions League. And Unai Emery is a very smart coach. I looked at the lineup and I thought, wow, this is as strong and as athletic and as physical as Aston Villa can be. The midfield looked really full of energy and power, sort of, and Watkins leading the line, always a handful. So I was nervous. Yeah, the nerves are back, but they're good nerves. They're the nerves that you want to have as a fan. Because if you haven't got those kind of nerves, then it usually means your team is nowhere, nothing. It's just playing games of football every week. But when you've got that jeopardy and that nervous tension and the excitement, it means you're back. It means you're back. Now, what does back mean? Does back mean we are now going to remain undefeated and win the Champions League because we're on top of that and we're 4 wins out of 4 out of that, and 1 defeat in the Premier League, we're going to win that? So no. What back means, in my estimation, in my opinion, is back amongst competing for the biggest trophies in club football. And that is the Premier League, which is the hardest league to win in Europe, and the Champions League. I thought I thought the game itself was a throwback. It felt like a Jurgen Klopp performance rather than a slot performance. Both teams both teams were quite open without wanting to be open, I think. I don't think either team really threw numbers forward, but there was space because there was a lot of good players. Tielemans are good players, Rogers are good players, Jacob Ramsey, good player. And we always, of course, know about our good players, our tremendous players. Uh, and they were finding space and we were finding space. It was a bit of a basketball match, and that hasn't happened much in Slot's tenure. Maybe it was the feeling of being under the lights Saturday night, the tension in the air of Man City dropping points and the crowd being really up for it and on, sort of really excited and passionate. And maybe, just maybe, the emotions got the better of Slot, or maybe he couldn't get his instructions clear. Stay calm, but I think we did in the second half for sure. Um, we take the lead um, when they have a corner. In fact, they look quite dangerous on corners today. But we take the lead in terms. And again, I mentioned reference Jurgen Klopp. But how many times did we see that goal scored where under Jurgen Klopp, where the opposition have a set piece or a corner or throw in or whatever, and woof, we'll go up the other end. And Mohamed Salah should be clean through, but he gets taken out. I think it was Leon Bailey. And replay suggests that David Coote wouldn't have given it. He actually waves play on nothing. I don't think he waves play on, let me see the advantage. I don't think he waves play on advantage. He means play on nothing to see there. My God. My God. We're top of the table. We're clear of 5 points of City, possibly 7 or 10 points clear of Arsenal tomorrow if Chelsea handle their business. Champions League qualification pretty much done. And yet I'm absolutely mad still about that referee and that performance. But anyway, now's not the time. Ball forced to Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez, of course, goes all the way around the keeper. And just when you think the keeper's got this covered now, he lifts it over Martinez, and it's a crazy finish. Darwin Núñez goes on to, a few minutes later, go clean through. Very similar. They have a corner, we break. Darwin Núñez clean through. Surely he scores. Yeah, he has time to think. And so when Darwin Núñez has time to think, usually he misses. He has another header, which he should put away. But Liverpool are very calculated after that. Very businesslike, as I said. It's just business. We didn't let the emotions get hold of us after that. We totally controlled the game. That second half was much better. Much, much better. McAllister and Jones, I thought, were far too ahead of the ball in the first half, giving Gravenberch so much to do. And the two centre-backs. And don't get me wrong, they done it. I mean, Ibu and Virgil, in terms of picking a man of the match, I can't differentiate who. I'll have to give it to them as a partnership. Ibu and Virgil today put in an absolute masterclass of centre-back play. Because I'm not going to lie, there was not much protection from midfield. As I said, McAllister and Jones were too ahead of the ball. But we changed that. They just dropped their position by about 10 yards in the second half. Their starting bases were about 10, 15 yards deeper, and it made all the difference. Aston Villa remained a threat on set pieces. But we score another goal on a set piece, counter-attack, blistering. Virgil van Dijk with a sublime pass to Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah shows us that his pace hasn't totally diminished. a typical Mohamed Salah. Of the 7 years that he's been here, we've seen numerous goals. This is the trademark Salah goal. There's so many trademark Salah goals. We saw a trademark Salah goal last week where he cut and put it in top corner. But lightning counter attacks for Salah, where he made his name, real name, it was a lightning counter attack. Do you remember the goal he scored against Arsenal? Maybe his first season or second season. Clean through. Sits Martinez down and puts it away. 2-0, job done, professional. Villa didn't like scoring after that. Couple of dangerous moments. Of course, the Trent Alexander-Arnold bad news, looks like a bit of a hamstring issue there. Hopefully the 2-week break does him well. And hopefully he knew that. He called time on it before he'd done more damage, if you know what I mean. But anyway, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a title to be won, and Liverpool are absolutely in this title race now. There is absolutely no point hiding away from the fact. And that doesn't mean we're going to win anything. There's a long, long way to go. After all, we haven't even played anyone yet, people. This has been Grizzly Match Reaction. Smash a like if you enjoyed my analysis. If you didn't, still smash a like. We'll do a post-match show in the next 48 hours at some point with the rest of the lads. But you know, I like talking to you after the game. One-on-one. Take care. Peace. And I'll see you